It is the 200 level. Mike Carpenter in the basement studio for an early game on a Sunday morning. Everyone's a little bit bleary eyed, whether you are a very sad Packers fan or like me, an overly jubilant Bears fan. Happy Sunday, Bears fans and Illini fans, of course. I'll be honest, there's nothing the Illini can do today that's going to hurt me. There's not. I'm just going to be blissfully happy regardless of what happens on the court in the second half. But so far, what's happened on the court at Carver Hawkeye is one of Illinois' best halves of the season. Maybe not the most flashy offensively, 35 points is all, but the slow pace that Iowa likes to play at is to Illinois' advantage with an 11-point lead at halftime. Now, there were a few punches that Iowa was able to land as that half went on to keep it from becoming a total blowout or anything. Not that I expected that even when Illinois was up as many as 16, I think. For the most part, though, Illinois has responded to each of those. And there was something that I used to talk about with Trevor and Isaac when we would do the live pods together. Road games especially. You're going to get punches from the home team. You're going to get those. So the question is, do you absorb them and move on, or you take a few too many and eventually the home team takes advantage and wins the game? As I sit here right now, it's difficult for me to see many scenarios where Illinois loses this game playing the way that they're playing. Of course, it's a long half, but I'm just looking at the engagement that Illinois had defensively and feeling as if as long as they keep that up, they'll be fine. I think what they also need is a little bit more focus offensively, because that last 5-minute stretch of the first half seemed as if they lost a lot of that sort of focus, that drive to get to the rim as much as they did early on, Stojakovic especially. But Illinois was getting whatever they wanted around the rim, and they have a size advantage, as they do against most teams this year. I'd like to see kind of a renewed focus towards that in the start of the second half. And if you can somehow get to this first media timeout with that lead remaining intact or maybe extended a little bit, you got to feel good, because I do think that this team, with each passing 4-minute period, because I kind of look at it like this. You got 4 media timeouts, the 16, the 12, the 8, and the 4. These are sort of yardstick moments in the second half where you will know, oh, God, are we going to go down to the end here with Iowa, or are you going to keep them at arm's length? This Iowa team, because of how slow they play, is going to be in major trouble if you can extend this lead. Major trouble. And it seems like Illinois offensively, which, by the way, we're a pretty slow-paced team as well. We just happen to have the third most efficient offense in the country. I don't know. I like the recipe that's kind of going on here. So go to the locker room, talk to the team. I'm sure that, as Brad Underwood did, about the things that they need to kind of reinvest in here, which they didn't towards the end of that first half, and I think things will be fine. Now, they have the first half stats up here on the screen. We're about to get underway again. Illinois shooting 50% to Iowa's 32%. 3 for 12 from 3 for Illinois, 4 for 13 for Iowa. 21 boards to 13 Illinois advantage, 24 points in the paint to 10 for Iowa. There's those two stats right there are the difference. And we're about to get underway here with Jason Benetti, Steve Smith on the call. Good announcing tandem. And a packed Carver Hawkeye and a lot of Illini fans, apparently, judging by the ILLINI. Good afternoon, or I guess it is technically afternoon, 12:09 by my watch here. And hello to those watching in YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. Appreciate you. Appreciate Jazzy Trumpet 96. Good morning to you. And from Tundra Hunter, thanks for covering the second half. Can't stream the game and got sick of listening to the Iowa announcers. Tundra, I'm wondering where you're located then, if you got Iowa announcers. So you must be up in the great state of Iowa. All right, from Jacob, I don't think I've slept since the Bears game ended. I mean, I technically slept, Jacob, but not really. We're underway here in the second half. A good afternoon to my good friend Ben, as Illinois is wearing all Navy, just like the Bears did last night. Keaton Wagler with the drive, up and in. Kid is an NBA player, and that's a great start to the second half with 19:40 to go here. Illinois back on defense. So Bennett Sturts, who looks like if Iowa basketball fans could make a player in a lab, they would come up with Bennett Sturts. And a nice drive here from Banks, who did not start initially because of illness, but is playing more and more here. So back to an 11-point game. And Keaton Wagler with the ball around midcourt. Looking for a pick left here from Ivicic. He gets one. And Ivicic does not want the three. There was an earlier three that Ivicic shot. That's a flop there on Iowa, if there ever was one. And it's going to be out of bounds, stay with Illinois. Ivicic had this sort of hitch before he missed a three in the first half. There was a bad sequence where he missed a three, Illinois got the rebound, and then he turned the ball over. I know he's still not great, but you are seeing gradual signs of life. I believe Tommy has 6 points on the day, and they're all around the rim. Is that right? Tommy has 4, excuse me. 1 rebound. How can you at 7-1 only have 1 rebound? Here's David Mirkovic. Nice take off of the backboard. 39-26. So Illinois re-engaged offensively, getting to the rim on both of those possessions. We are under 19 to go. Mirkovic, solid game, 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Here's Bennett Sturtz trying to create for his guys here. He is a dangerous player in that even if he's not the one scoring the points for Iowa, he seems to open up things for everybody else. Sturtz with Boswell on him, gets over the screen. The three is up and good. Man, I mean, it's not this kid's fault that he's got the buzz cut, and he just, again, looks like every Iowa player I've ever watched my entire life. He's probably a really nice guy. But come on, Illinois fans, you know what I'm talking about. All right, here is an open three for Tommy. It is up and good. Great to see. So Illinois responds, and here's what you're seeing. If it's tit for tat in this first 4 minutes, that's okay. I would love to get a defensive stop here. But so far, you have extended the lead by a couple points since halftime. Here's Sturtz, who's starting to get into a rhythm here. Banks drives, kicks out. Banks apparently not a three-point shooting threat. Banks inside, and Tommy gets the block and a nice save from Mirkovic. Stojakovic does not have numbers, so he does pull it up. We got 17:45 to go. Stojakovic backing his man down. And no foul called. And Tommy can't quite get the rebound. Some contact there. And now everyone's flipping and flopping all over the place. Did we get a foul on Stojakovic? That seems like a silly foul to commit. All right. From Jacob, Tommy has 7 now. Good morning to Ken. My mind is still in your garage, brother, but go Illini. Yes, we had a garage watch for the Bears game last night, and it was an all-timer. Sorry for any Packers fans listening, but you got to understand that was like one of the greatest nights ever. All right, 17:30 to go. Illinois 3 for 4 from the field this half. Iowa 2 for 3. Sturtz, a tall point guard. Does it seem like that? Is he about 6'5", maybe? Here's the three for Iowa. It is up. It is no good, so big miss there. Time to extend this lead a little bit more. Iowa looking more comfortable offensively, but the shots are not falling at the degree they need them to. Tommy 3 is up. It's no good. And back to Iowa. So Tommy with confidence at least shooting the 3. He is 1 for 2 from 3 this half. 17 minutes to go. Sturtz gets a lot of picks up top. Keaton trying to stay with him. Sturtz into the lane. No call. Tommy can't quite get the... Yeah, I don't know, man. Tommy's frustrating right now because he's too good. And there appears to be, and I don't know if it's disengagement or what. Listen, it's one thing if he's not lining up the stat sheet with a bunch of points. He wants another 3. No, he's not going to take that. I think I was almost acquiescing that to him. But it's just frustrating to see someone with his talent and everything that he did last year struggle to seem in the game. And then Stojakovic, another great take there. And I don't know what that could be attributed to. I know that the injury early this year probably has something to do with it, but Stojakovic 15 on 6 of 12 shooting, that will go with 44-31, Illinois with a 13-point lead. Sturtz, and now you are trading buckets. Okay. You are getting a punch, one after the other from Iowa. You have responded thus far. You want to keep this a double-digit game, but Sturtz, 10 points, 5 assists, really starting to look comfortable up there. And we do get a foul from Sturtz up top and the under 16 timeout. 15:55 to go. All right, let's hit up the sponsors real quick. The best way to support this podcast is to support our sponsors, including Hamilton Walkers in downtown Champaign, Steak, Seafood, Spirits. Here's my go-to when I go there. Obviously, old-fashioned to start. And then usually either a bone-in filet, or they also have twin petite fillets, which are 2 3-ounce cuts of amazing meat. I get medium. I know a lot like the medium rare. Steak fries for the side, like a Caesar salad before that. And it is not just the fact that the food is terrific at Hamilton Walker's, it's that the service is second to none. I've had a few people on Twitter reach out saying, hey, took the suggestion, went to Hamilton Walker's, amazing experience. It really is. So appreciate Nathan and the folks over at Hamilton Walker's in downtown Champaign, steak, seafood, and spirits. State Farm agent Brian Hansen, online at brianismyguy.com. For life, auto, home, business, renters, you name it, Brian is my guy, and he can be your guy as well at brianismyguy.com. He's a big Illini fan. Actually, I think all of our sponsors are. But Brian has made it so easy to get a homeowners and auto bundle with State Farm. The prices are obviously competitive with any other place that you would get your insurance from, but it's the fact that Brian and the staff are so quick to communicate, and they make the entire process just super easy. It's out of sight, out of mind. You don't need to worry about it. That's State Farm agent Brian Hansen, online at brianismyguy.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. Give them a call at 217-841-4728. Join their maintenance program. We've been a part of this. So it includes an AC check in the spring, furnace check in the fall, no overtime or weekend fees, guaranteed same-day service. That is Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. And finally, Owen Builders, LLC, for your next home improvement project. Check out a gallery of their work online at owenbuildersllc.com. Get a free quote while you are there. Luke and his staff, they do excellent work, but on top of that, it is the fact that, you know, when you work with contractors, communication can sometimes be tricky. Timelines can get really extended, and, you know, it can be frustrating. You don't get that with Luke and the staff at owenbuildersllc.com. Champagne Showers Podcast Network, appreciate them and appreciate all of you tuning in. Got over about 100 watching between the 3 streaming services. I would agree with Jacob. You got to make Sturts work on D. It appears so, and you have gotten a couple of fouls on him. I don't know how good of a defender he is necessarily. Obviously, offensively, he's a problem. From Terry, up 11 and not much from Wagler today. It does seem, Terry, that they are really keying in on Wagler, and I think teams will continue to do that, which means if you can get the occasional 3, which I assume would be opening up for Tommy, Big Z, Benham Rickhouse, quiet offensively the last few games, or Jake Davis, it does seem that some of those bigs, when they come up and set a screen for Wagler, can just sort of flare out and then have an open look there from the top of the perimeter. So who can make those for you? Well, Tommy's 1 for 3. Big Z is 0 for 1, I think, from 3. And I think Merkovich should be another target that you could have too, because he has had a quietly efficient game. I think he has 1 3 from the first half, but he's capable of knocking him down too. It seems as if Kylan and Stojakovic each kind of go to either side of the perimeter and then just wait to cut or something like that. Now here's Merkovich, and it's going to be back out to Wagler for 3. Ice in his veins makes it. That's what he does. That's what this kid does. He's unbelievable. 47-33 Wagler, 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting, so super efficient despite getting keyed on defensively big time. Merkovich a little bit late getting back to his guy, and a pump fake 3 down for a layup. So Iowa, I don't know how many times you stopped them this half. Now they just haven't stopped you. 17 points off the bench for Iowa, only 2 for Illinois, and I guess that would be Big Z with the dunk. And we get a foul on Iowa. Could these? Okay, so we got broccoli face over here. Sorry, I should make derogatory comments about hair again. I mean, look who's talking. But who's this kid? I mean, this kid, number 23, is literally the living embodiment of the broccoli-haired college kid. That is him. Wagler 3, no good. Boswell, great effort, but does not get the board. So it's a 12-point lead. Illinois needs to get a stop here. So let's see, 3 fouls on Sturts. Okay. That is big. I thought he just had 2. So 15 to go. Sturts will stay in the game, of course. Boswell. And so that's the 3rd foul. You guys must be a little bit ahead of me. This is Hulu at work here. A little bit slower than other streaming services, perhaps. But 47-35, that's a really big play by Kylan to get that 3rd foul on Sturts, who I would assume maybe now you sit him if you're Iowa until the 12-minute mark. or maybe they don't. We'll see here. It looks as if he's going to stay in. I mean, I don't think they can afford to take him out, and he will stay in. So that should open up a little bit more room for Wagler to operate. I mean, if he got Sturtz working with 3 fouls, he's got to be cognizant of that. And Jacob, no apologies. I mean, you and Terry, I believe, are both on antenna or like getting the actual live feed on Fox. So don't hesitate to send good news ahead of time. And then when you go quiet, we'll know that, something not very good is going to happen. So Sturtz is guarding Wagler. This is Merkovich up top. Wagler finds Stojakovic for 3. That one's no good. And Sturtz of the rebound. Big game for Stojakovic. He did make a 3 earlier. Here's the 3 for Iowa. It is up and good. So we have a 9-point game. They are not going away. Not that I expected them to, but this is the situation you got to in the first half a couple times. You got to answer with a little mini run yourself. Here's Merkovich. He's got the baseline. He kicks it over to Big Z in the corner. The 3 is up and good. That is massive. This team has responded offensively. Now, the thing is, your defense in the last 10 minutes of regulation, if we go back to the end of the second half, or first half, has not been great. Here's another 3 for Iowa, and it's up and good. I don't know what Merkovich is doing, sagging so far in and just leaving that open. So the broccoli-haired kid can shoot. Isaiah Howard, he can. 7 points, 3 for 3. And we have a 9-point game again. So Iowa, in 13:40 left in this half, Iowa had 25 points at half. Is that correct? Big Z3 is up and good again. Holy moly. Wow. Get some action here. I will say, despite the frustration with how Illinois is playing defensively right now, this is a lot of fun to watch, but get a stop and extend this lead. So Sturtz with the ball, 13:15 to go, gets the pick up top, looking for a 3 now, and now we're going to have an open 3 at the top of the perimeter. That is no good, but Stojakovic had left his man, and Iowa gets the board, their second, I believe, offensive rebound of the game. Here's Sturtz. Illinois, good job trapping him. They get back out to the shooters. Here's 23, and it is no good. Good defense by Illinois there, and I think a little late help from Big Z might have had a slight impact on that as well. So here's Wagler with the ball up top, looking to drive. He finds Stojakovic. Wow. Holy moly. Great cut, great find by Wagler. It's a 14-point Illinois lead. Stojakovic, 17 points on 7 of 14. We got it's 14-point lead with 12:30 to go. Illinois, 32 points in the paint. Iowa, 18. That's the story of the game. A steal. Here's Kylan. Over to Keaton. Please be there. Oh, that would have been huge. But a rebound nonetheless for Merkovich. Illinois can set it back up with 12:15 to go. All right, so Kylan with the ball, giving Wagler a breather. He's kind of camping out down by the basket. Big Z wants another 3. Call me crazy. I don't hate that. It looks like we're about to have another big play here that could really be a problem for Iowa. Kylan on Sturtz. Now it's Wagler. Let's see what happens here. And a little bit of passing around for Iowa. The 3 is no good. Illinois gets the board. So this is going to be big, what is about to happen. The antenna people out there must be like 20 seconds ahead of me. And a blocking foul on Sturtz. Now, that is super smart by Wagler and super silly by Sturtz because that could have been a charge. Wagler could afford that. I think Wagler only has 1 foul in the game. Is that right? Fouls for Wagler. It's got 2, so I guess a little bit risky, but it is second half. But you draw that 4th foul on him, and now Iowa has a choice to make. If Sturtz goes out of this game, I don't know how they're going to create shots because he really is the engine for that offense. This is big. You know what? Another thing, too, I was texting with Trevor and Isaac. This is a nice, brisk moving game. It is moving. And just a nice, entertaining watch. I mean, again, I am in a mood right now where, like, nothing can hurt me. I'm sorry. Caleb Williams and the Bears. Ben Johnson, you beautiful bastard. I can't be hurt right now, but Illinois is making this a very kind of pleasant watch in Iowa City. Agree with Terry here. Put foot on throat now. foot on throat. I wonder if any coaches ever put that on one of those little silicone wristbands, or, I mean, I know John Gross had 10 toes in, whatever is necessary. Wait, no, that was Beckman. That was Wint. Whatever is necessary today. That was his motto, which he got ridiculed, understandably, by Boers and Bernstein on 670 back in the day for saying Wint. Man, think about that. So to kind of recap, in this game so far, Illinois came out guns blazing, engaged as could be. And my concern, and I think a lot of Illini fans too, the early tip-offs have been a weird bugaboo for Brad Underwood's teams. Why? I don't know. Coincidental? Perhaps. Also, the Navy uniform thing, you know, remember those ugly Navy ones with the Illinois font that no one really actually likes that much, but bad record in those. These sick Flying Illini era blue uniforms, they're doing the trick so far. They did win at Ohio State with them, and they're in a good position to get this road win as well, as long as they keep rolling like this. So just a very pleasant watch so far from Illinois. And I said this during the Rutgers game. It does seem like they're figuring things out. Now, they're doing so with the Rutgers of the world and what was the game before that? Penn State, who, I don't know, Penn State isn't looking as bad since you beat them pretty soundly on the road. And the Palestra, the greatest arena, by the way, in the world. I don't know if you knew that. But this schedule allowed you a chance to get things together, and Iowa was going to be the challenge right in the middle of it. Now, God knows at Northwestern is going to be mind-bogglingly annoying and stupid, because it always is at Walsh Ryan when you play Nick Martinelli and whatever other scrubs Chris Collins has amassed on a team, and then they somehow will keep that game neck and neck. Or maybe not. Maybe not, because right now this Illinois team is just really efficient on both sides of the ball, and that is the key thing here. So what will interest me down the stretch here, this game doesn't get close if you continue to play like a top 20 Ken Pom defense, which is what you are now. You were in the 40s after the Nebraska game. And that is something, and we're about to have something good happen here. Terry and you guys, you keep sending in the good news if it keeps on happening. But as MJ McCoy, I think that's Micah. Hello, Micah. The defense has gotten so much better lately. It has. And it's eye test, but it's also, when the metrics back that up, it's all the more heartening to see. And this defense just is making it harder on opponents. So Big Z over to Kylan. The open three is up. And according to Terry, who got the breaking news for us, it is in. It is a 17-point Illinois lead with 11:20 to go. And Sturt's on the bench. This stretch to the 8-minute timeout, you can put them away. You can. So Iowa offensively, I'm not sure who's running point for them now. And trying to create, kicks it back out. The three is up and no good. And an offensive rebound here for Iowa again. Wow. So they've gotten 2 of those, maybe even 3 this half. Kylan almost gets the steal. He read that, but Iowa with a chance to drive it up and in. Nice finish there. So it's a 15-point lead. And what's this? A quick timeout from Iowa? Damn. I really wish you would have made that. As Jacob says, though, I don't know if this is going to come into play too much, but Iowa just 1 timeout left. They have been taking them quite often in this game, especially with that bad first half. All right. Quick reminder, Hamilton Walkers, downtown Champaign, steak, seafood, and spirits. State Farm agent Brian Hansen, online at brianismyguy.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. Give them a call at 217-841-4728. And Owen Builders, LLC, online at owenbuildersllc.com. All right, hello to all those watching, about 150 between Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on this chilly Sunday morning. Definitely cold. Got a little blast of snow during the Bears game last night. I went for a run this morning, and my Bears stocking cap on, and just feels good, you know, when you're rocking the colors after a big win like that. And I get home right as the game is starting. And it's just sort of almost like a double take. It's 11 a.m. on a Sunday, and there's basketball? What? With football all the rest of the day, and finding out who the Bears will play at Soldier Field next week when the Eagles play the Niners today. So the result of that game will decide it, because if the Eagles win, the Bears face the Eagles again at home. And I don't hate that matchup. And then if the Niners win, the Rams would come to Soldier Field, which I don't love because of their receivers. But I know this isn't a Bears podcast, but come on. It's the news of the day. But also the news of the day, which we didn't talk about yet, is yesterday, Michigan losing at home to Wisconsin. And I know it took every bit of basically a perfect game from Wisconsin, making 16 threes, I think, for a team that was not shooting that well this year. But Michigan is beatable. We saw at Penn State, it took all of their power to win by 2 at Penn State, at Bryce Jordan Center, which is one of the weirder environments to play in, admittedly. I don't know what weird juju happens when there's 500 people in the stands you don't even care. It has to be a weird environment. It's like the COVID year, but every single game. And I'm watching that team, and Yaxel is amazing, and Merez is a dude, and their bigs are dudes. I don't know if that backcourt is good enough to win a title. I really don't. That game here in March will be huge. Well, obviously. But more to the point, I think it's actually going to be a great matchup, and one that Illinois should be. I mean, if I were to say right now, Michigan would probably be a slight favorite, of course, even if it were played right now. And even when we get to that point, it might be the case as well. But I just think that Illinois actually matches up very well with this Michigan team. I love that we don't have to go up there. I would not feel confident about a win at Michigan, but I think late in the year, bringing them here, that there stands a chance that you can get that dub. All right. Illinois ball, 10:50 to go. And here we are. Oh, yeah, and Bregman signs to the Cubs. So there you go, Cubs fans. Huge signing for them. Wagler driving it. He loses the ball. Almost a double dribble from Iowa there. Jake Davis does a great job trying to defend that, but Iowa finishes it. So they have scored 4 straight points with Sturtz on the bench. You got to nip this in the bud right now. Tate Sage. What a name. Tate Sage. 9 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Okay, Wagler up top. That was his first turnover, I think, of the game. And he kind of gets stuck in the lane, but kicks it back out to Jake Davis, back to Wagler. Under 10 on the shot clock. Boswell 3 is no good. And Tommy corrals it and then passes it to Iowa. See, and that's a case right there. A hustle play. But just, I don't know, 3 for Iowa is up, and it is good. This is a bad stretch for Illinois. Oh, God, these knuckleheads. Illinois timeout. You can't. I'm not trying to pick on Tommy. What are we doing here? There's a reason Big Z continues to log minutes, because Tommy has this weird disengage. I can't figure it. And I don't want to say it's effort. I don't know if it's an effort thing, but whatever sort of mental focus needs to be there for him to be last year's Tommy is clearly not there. We're seeing bits and pieces of it. He made the 3 earlier today, and he got a dunk on the alley-oop from Kylan. So it's like they're trying to get him back into this thing, and he's just sort of a no-show sometimes. And I don't know why. I don't know why, and there's still time to fix that. It's only January 11th, and that light may turn on for him. And when it does, this team is that much more dangerous because they're already good as is. But it's frustrating that even on a hustle play, like he got it, but then he brought the ball down, and then it's almost a jump ball, and then he recovers it, and then he tosses right to Iowa, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? 9:45 to go, big possession. It's a 10-point game. Here's Merkovich. Merkovich bodying up this guy here. Takes it to the rim. It is up. It is no good. And Iowa ball. Interesting possession. Interesting. Jacob thankfully gave us some good news here. Iowa with the ball. And Sturtz still on the bench. You got to make something happen here, and a good defended shot there. Illinois ball, 9:15 to go, and something good is going to happen here for our young fella. So a pick left for Wagler. Back to Boswell up at the top. Boswell gets a pick from Tommy. Over to Tommy. Now Keaton on the right side of the perimeter. It's about 25 feet away, and he nails it because he is cold as ice. Back to 13 for Illinois. 8:50 to go. Keaton with 11, 4, and 4. Mr. Consistent. Iowa ball. Sturtz still on the bench. Will probably come in at the under 8. He can get a stop here and another score. I thought he traveled there, driving for Iowa. Working on the perimeter. And this is going to be an easy take. Nope, a kick out to the corner. The 3 is up and good. Just, let's see here. Iowa with 26 points this half. I mean, you're matching them. So the offense is great, but the defense is just struggling. And I don't like the news here. It's about to be even worse. 10-point lead. Wagler with the ball over to Boswell. Boswell going to get a pick up top from Tommy. 8:04 to go. Here's Stojakovic. And here is Tommy on the block. And he kicks it out to Stojakovic. Stojakovic. Clean block, and Iowa is going to bring this down to an 8-point game with a layup. So you have 2 timeouts, and Iowa has 1. They made this run without Bennett Sturtz, a 12-3 run with Bennett Sturtz on the bench. I mean, a season's all about, identifying problems and fixing them, but this is a really ill-opportune time for Illinois to be stinking up the joint. I mean, what the heck? Here is Keaton. And he gets the foul. Good. Man, as my friend Ken says, Brad, no happy. Yeah, well, that makes 2 of us, Ken. I mean, actually, that's not true. I am happy. It's like, again, Bears. But I still feel pretty confident about this. I don't have that pit in my stomach feeling about where this game is going because I think Illinois has enough weapons to get the big shots when they need to. But And also, before I mention Brad here, Iowa's a good team. Like, let's not lose sight of that. Iowa is on KenPom. I think their KenPom and AP rankings are about the same. They're 19th on KenPom. They're 19th in the country of the AP poll. They are 29th offensively, so good offense, and they're even better somehow defensively. Now, the pace of play, the tempo, they're 343 and Illinois is 240. You're seeing 2 very efficient teams. I think the thing that'll be interesting after this game is to see where Illinois' defense goes, because even though Iowa, point-wise, is not lighting it up, with the pace that they play, their points per possession are going way up. And I would imagine their points per possession this half are way, way, way too high. Way too high. Terry makes a good point, and this is one fundamental problem I have with this defense. Need to be aggressive on D, only 1 foul this half. And that's just it, Terry. I understand the formula that Brad Underwood's going for, and I like it at its core, which is either shoot 3s or layups. Okay, I love that philosophy. That is the sound philosophy. There was an earlier moment where Bennett Sturtz missed a 19-foot step-back jumper. It's like, what are you doing? Kylan had 1 long 2 that he missed, and that's just not how you play basketball anymore. And I don't mind that because it is the least efficient shot. So I like the offensive efficiency, the idea behind that. I have no problems with that. I have no problems with Tyler Underwood's offense. That premise works. Defensively, it seems like the idea is quite simple. Don't give the other team free points. So by not fouling, you are not allowing the opposing team to get those freebies at the line like Keaton Wagler hopefully is about to get. And, okay, that is fine. But now that we're this late in the game and there's only 1 foul defensively, come on, ratchet it up a little bit. None of your guys are going to foul out. There's no danger of that. So start bodying these guys up, because what happens, whether it be the Nebraska game be the most egregious example of it, but when you have an offense like Nebraska, or in this case Iowa, predicated on rhythm, you are allowing them to dictate that rhythm when you are not bodying them up. Now, the question would be, why was Iowa struggling so mightily in the first half? And I don't know, was Illinois bodying them up? I can't say. I mean, I wasn't noticing like, wow, Illinois is really bodying them up. I just looked up at the scoreboard. I'm like, damn, this defense is really effective right now. But right now, you're seeing Illinois slow on closeouts. You're seeing them collapse way too easily defensively. Like, all Iowa seemingly is doing this half is driving the ball to the rim, getting us to kind of, collapse, and then leaving a guy open for 3, which they're making this half. Now, Cooper Koch, 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting. He scored Iowa's last 8. And Wagler is going to make one of these 2 here. Thank you, Terry. And interestingly, as Jacob says, Illinois only +5 on the boards. It's not good enough. So this game's going to be tight here, according to Terry. And because Wags makes one of these 2, I'll let you know when he misses the second one here. Yeah, man. I mean, okay. There is nothing better than a win in which you learn at this point in the season. If this game gets tight and can build some resiliency with this team, I'll take that over the, let's say, 25-point shellacking in Oregon last year, because that didn't do you any good. So an easy offensive possession and a dunk for Iowa. It's down to 7. Now, what I did was I'm not looking at the comments at the moment. I'll do that again as we get to the under timeout. But 7 minutes to go. Tavion Banks with his Michael Jordan flu game, because apparently he was ill, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. All right. 7-point lead. Mirkovic gets a pick from Boswell. Mirkovic going to the rim. He misses it, but he does get the board. And nice second effort there from Mirkovic. He pump fakes the 3. He's going to take it in, and he's out of bounds. Uh-oh. Well, all this with Sturtz on the bench. Now, this is gut check time here, because if this gets to a 2-possession game, it's on, you know. And now all of a sudden I was thinking we're going to win this game, and they get a dunk. I mean, you are in danger, Illinois. I mean, trust me, you can't hurt me, what the Bears did yesterday. But you better be careful here. Because right now, the B team for Iowa, well, I shouldn't say that. They're a good team, but without Sturtz, this is ridiculous. And Illinois just seems to be kind of flailing right now. It looks like, is it Hawkeyes is waiting to check in? Stojakovic is going to try to drive it in, but Iowa collapses, and they're going to have a layup here to make it. Oh, sorry, an alley-oop, but they miss it, but they get their own board back. It is a 5-point game. Illinois late to rotate on defense. It is a miss, and Boswell gets the rebound. God, bad stretch, man. And Brad's calling out a play for Kylan. He had Mirkovic wide open, but maybe that's not what he was looking for. All right, Kylan, over to Stojakovic. The 3 is up and no good. That's not the guy you want shooting the 3. Iowa might want to take a look at this if they got a challenge. It says it's going to stay with Illinois, but we'll see if they do review it, because each coach gets a review per game. But why is that your play? It looks like they changed it. How are you? This is my Brad Underwood problem. You know my dilemma. You know my dilemma with him. Standing and allowing things to happen is what it feels like. I understand that basketball, you have an opponent, in this case a good one, and they're going to make it challenging on you. But we have been in a funk now for a good 6 minutes of regulation, and there's nothing happening. Iowa misses it. No foul, so a good defensive possession, 2 in a row for Illinois. But now something has to happen, so he's calling out a play. And it really just needs to be Wagler. I mean, at this point, that's the only guy I can trust offensively, because no one else is going up and getting it. Now, Hawkeyes might get an open 3 here. Okay, Wagler over to Hawkeyes. 8 seconds left. Wagler is going to take it himself. Unbelievable, this kid. 8-point Illinois lead. A massive shot. 4:47 to go. I'm not looking at the comments because I got to just see this unfold without the aid of kind of a warning as to what's going to happen. So 4:36, Iowa with the ball. Hawkeyes. And this is, I forget this guy's name, but that's tough D. Make him work for it, but he will go the line. So that's Fulgaris. And we'll see if Sturtz comes back in, because I know they've been playing fine without him, but oh boy, tight game. I was having so much fun. I'm still having fun. I'm sorry. Bears won, so it's like whatever. Wagler is going to take a quick breath, or no, he's just going to go talk to Tyler on the sideline. All right, so Fulgaris from the line. The first free throw was up, and oh my God, that went in. All right, Sturtz is back. 10 points, 4 fouls. They did fine without him. Maybe he'll disrupt their own rhythm. I don't know. But 7 points here for Fulgaris. So Iowa, they're a pretty balanced team. He makes both. It is a 6-point lead with 4:31 to go. All right, let's see what kind of marbles you got here, Illinois, because this is an opportunity to get a little scar tissue that's going to be valuable, I think. To win a game like this, we're tightened up and hold them off would be massive, I think. Better than a blowout for the sort of development of this team. So Kylan with the ball, 10 in the shot clock. He finds Merkovich, and they're going to get a foul on Banks because he flopped. I think that's right. And is that something they can review? I don't understand what just happened there. So this is weird. Illinois ball, whatever. And they're in the bonus. So that could be huge. Boswell, I would assume, is looking for Wagler here, but I was not allowing him to get it. The three from Boswell is no good, but a huge rebound for Ben. He did a Dennis Rodman-esque, like he positioned himself and he knew where to go when that thing came off the rim. That is a massive rebound for a guy who struggled with that last year. Boswell looking to drive it, and he just floats it out of bounds. And he knows it, but you can't do that. The hell is that? 6-point game under 4. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Can't lose this game, guys. You cannot lose this game. All right. Let's see here. I'll hit up the comment section, see how you guys are doing in there. That's what I don't get. Like, as Jacob says here, Boz, just take it in. I don't understand. It's like this offense has been overthinking. They've been in their heads. Now, Iowa does have a good defense, which seems kind of weird since we lived through the Fran McCaffrey era where they never had a good defense. They actually do have a good defense, but you have a great offense, and you got dudes that can take it to the rim. So just, simple as it sounds. Just take it to the rim. I don't know who he was looking for. I mean, at that point, you're already in the lane, and it's bonus. So have the awareness to draw the foul. But at this point, closing time, the ball it has to be in Wagler's hands, and that's no offense to Boswell. It cannot be in Colin Boswell's hands to ice this game. I like him, but it's got to be in Wagler because he draws fouls better than anybody on this team. Draw fouls, go to the line. And if you get Keaton Wagler cutting to the basket, then you might get an opening like Boswell was looking for a guy to cut to the basket. I think it was Merkovich there. Okay, fine. Let Wagler be the one to do that because I just trust his decision-making and the ability to draw a foul more than Kylan at this point. Kylan's been really good at what he's been good at this year, which is defensively starting to look good again. And as he's playing off ball, it seems to really have opened up his offense. And he's shooting better. So he's very reliable as your 2 guard, but this is closing time. So every stop matters, every shot matters, and you're really just kind of counting down the seconds here and hoping that it's enough. And it'd be a huge win. There's a reason why Ken Pom, I think, had Illinois as, I want to see here, as a 1-point favorite, and Vegas had he's a 1.5-point favorite. The way that Ken Pom predicted this game was Illinois 72-71. Now, as it stands, 65-59, that's a possibility. And then Vegas, well, Vegas knows. So the fact that this is close is not a problem. But Terry finds this stat. Illini ID is 1.5 points per possession this half. That's awful. So you're backsliding defensively against a better team. And I know that the point total is not going to look like that, but the pace of play and how long each possession is going, you allowed a team with this pace to come back from 17 down and make this more interesting than it should have because of that defense. So there's work left to be done. It is improved. But this half, a lot of backsliding on defense. As Terry says, 4 fouls to give before the bonus. I hope Illinois is aware of that, Terry, because you can kind of disrupt the possession. If you don't like where it's going defensively, you can disrupt a possession and live to fight another day. Andrew with an interesting point here. Has anyone made a Lucas Johnson comp for Ben? Good point. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how he's playing this year. He's doing everything but score. but he's capable of the occasional three. And that's a great job by Ben defensively. No foul called, a good no foul, even though Fulgaris fell after he missed that shot. So Illinois with a chance to increase their lead with 3:20 to go. Here's Wagler getting the pick up top from Stojakovic. Stojakovic clears. Wagler driving it himself. Here is, oh boy, this is scary. Coming down the shot clock. Oh man, Boswell with the cut. Huge. 67 to 59. 2:56 to go. Illinois with 34 points in the paint to Iowa's 28. The three from Iowa is up and no good. Illinois gets the board. Huge. Boswell will bring it across this time. Now Merkovich. And what? Now this is Merkovich's possession, it looks like. Illinois saying clear out for Merk. And he's got space. He kicks it out to Ben. Be there, Ben. Oh, God. And Boswell just comes flying in and slams into Banks, but he got fouls to give. Do you think Boswell, he kind of flew like a deep back right there, like a safety. He was going for the ball, but like I think he kind of liked making that contact. And when you're that big, why not? All right, so it'll be Iowa ball with 2:30 to go. God, that three was in and out. Man, that would have been the dagger. But nonetheless, 3-possession lead with 2:30 to go. Here's Sturtz. Merkovich helped, and a nice cut there from Sturtz. So that miscommunication up top seemed to really mess with Boswell. Recovering to Sturtz. 2:15 to go. It is a 6-point lead. Iowa fans on their butts. Not. I guess some are standing. It just looks like the rich folk aren't really standing for this game. It's like, guys, you got a big game here. Wagler does not get the foul called on him. Brad wants it. They don't get it. All right. And this is going to be an easy cut and slam. Illinois defensively this half, it's been an abomination. It's been an abomination. And like I say, the frustration, call it intangible, Boswell taking it himself up and in. Wow. Timeout, Illinois. But it's that feeling, and I don't know if you guys have this too. It's as a game is going on and something is going against you, and you're looking for just some sort of little nudge or pushback. Defensively, this half, Illinois has, to my eyes, changed nothing. Nothing. And Iowa has gotten whatever they want whenever they want it. So it's not asking for maybe that much other than just, I don't know, give Iowa a different look. If they are continuing to create shots by driving to the basket and then kicking it out, we'll try a zone and then force them to just do some perimeter passing, which they haven't really had to do this entire game. It's been inside out. And it just seems like when you go time and time again with the same defensive look, they are not getting flustered at all. They are now fully in rhythm. Now, your offense has been fantastic. I know 69 points, that's great and all, but in a pace of play game like this, that's actually very, very good. And Illinois' points per possession, I'm sure, are very high this game. They've been very efficient, as they always are offensively, against a good defense on the road. But that's just it. I'm not asking for the world from Brad Underwood. I'm just asking, I want to feel as if the coach has his finger on the pulse of the game. Something's not going right. I got to counter for that. And it's going to be Banks with another dunk. So we add a timeout. And Iowa comes out and gets a dunk. It's a 4-point game. Wagler gets fouled, and a silly foul. Not even past half court from Banks. But I think that's a fair criticism here. Brad Underwood got this team ready to play. He got a lot of talent. This is a very good Illinois team. That is all credit to him. My foibles with him aside, he is objectively a good coach and a very good leader of a program. But it's those moments where it gets frustrating because you, to my eyes, have a team that, this is going to sound cheesy, but more often than not, the only team that's going to beat Illinois for the rest of this Big Ten season is Illinois. Wagler, the free throw is up and good. Michigan, head-to-head, they can beat you. Purdue, head-to-head, they can beat you. Michigan State, head-to-head, I bet they can beat you. Yeah. Iowa, sometimes head-to-head, they can beat you, but you built such a lead here, and I just wish that there were more of a feeling of confidence that when Iowa made their inevitable push, we would have a counter for it. And Illinois absorbed those punches pretty well for the first 30 minutes of the game, but it's gotten pretty tenuous here. 6-point lead as Wagler makes both. The three is up and no good for Iowa, and they're going to call a travel on Big Z, who fell on the rebound. And that's frustrating because he wanted a foul, I'm sure. Let's watch this. He fell down awkwardly, and then that's just I know it's no one's fault that you fell. I don't think that was really a foul on Iowa, but Iowa with a long three. It is up and no good. Great job by Illinois, and a foul on Iowa. Wagler will go to the line. Sage is saying he held him, but Wagler is just so freaking smart. I bet he did get tangled up with Sage. I don't think it was one of those hook and hold things. They're asking for it. What is this? We're having a little conference with the coach. Is this something that they can review? They can review on their own prerogative. I just don't think it's a coaching challenge, and it looks like it's game on. But dude, Wagler is just smart. Are they going to look at this or no? Why are we waiting? This is, oh my God. This is just, you as an Illinois fan, you feel like, oh, I've seen this. They're going to look at it. Why did that take 3 minutes to figure out if you're going to look at the stupid thing? Look at it. God damn. Like, just, this is what is so maddening about these guys. They got to have a conference with the opposing coach who says, oh, I think there's a hook and hold. Well, then go look at it. What's the conference about? So here's Wagler, and they probably will get a hook and hold there because he did get his arm under there. I don't. It's a challenge by the coach. So it is a challenge. And an appeal, not a challenge. Help me out with that, Jacob. What is an appeal? What's the difference between an appeal and a challenge? From Greg, in game situations when momentum shifts, Underwood is slow to adjust. That's it, Greg. And it's like, I don't want a coach necessarily that is overly reactive. Like, you don't want that either. It's just the more slow to react kind of thing that is really tough when you feel a game is slipping a certain way. And it's like, oh boy. Yeah, that's the frustration, I think. Okay, so they're looking at this, and it's taking a while. And, I mean, I don't know the rule or the letter of the law about hook and holds that well, but his arm did go up and under the Iowa guy. He falls to the ground. But at the same time, Iowa's guy had his arm over that, over Wagler's shoulder. Jacob with the evergreen text, refs are talking. They love to talk. They love to chat. And the funny thing is, this is what drives me nuts. They look and they look and they look. If it is not obvious, move on. This is where the NFL with their expedited replay, and even though they got one of those wrong last night in the Bears game, I like it. Like, just move on. Make the call and move on. So what we have here is, I mean, maybe they were told that, hey, guys, it's not quite 1 o'clock, so we got some time to kill before we go to your next scheduled programming. And now they're just talking. And they're still talking. Oh, my God. Imagine thinking that this is maddening. I want to punch each of these guys in the face right now. Like, not in actuality, like metaphorically, of course. They're just standing there in the middle of the court, the game at a complete stop, talking. Like, move on. It is or it isn't. And even the people in the stands are like, okay. Oh, my God. They're still talking. I'm going to lose my marbles. The absolute trash. Absolute trash. Oh, my God. I'm sorry for the dead air, but I'm just watching 3 grown men talk about a hook and hold as if it is like the thing. Watch Brad's reaction. Oh, my God. So what is this? Help me out, Antenna Folk. 2 shots and the ball. Yep. It only took him 5 minutes to figure that out. I actually do think that was 5 minutes of real time. So, in fairness, I mean, it did look like a hook and hold. So I'm not going to bemoan that. It's more just, why does it take 5 minutes to decide it? Look at it. I mean, I could have told you after one replay. I'm an Illinois fan. I was wishing they wouldn't call it, but I could have told you that. Tate Sage at the line. Hey, he made the appeal, and they got it. And he called it right away. All right, so 2 shots and the ball. 55 seconds to go. I'm not going to look in the comments too much here. The first one's up and good. And here is the second free throw. Regardless, it'll still be a 2-possession game. And that is up and good. So, Iowa ball, 2-possession game. They'll probably go for something quick. And then it is down to Illinois to secure the rebound, make your free throws, and put this thing on ice. All right, an easy cut to the basket, but Big Z got back, fortunately. All right, here's Sturtz, out of bounds, and it will stay with Iowa. Boswell didn't appeal too much about that going off of his hand. So Humrikaus is about to come in. And no, he's not. Okay, 55 seconds to go, so not much time elapsed there on the inbounds. But Iowa was close to getting a good look at the basket. I'm a little bit worried here as I watch the setup, seeing someone roll to the basket. Oh, we got another stoppage in time. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Boy, the game. Move on. There we go. See, we got to make everything. We got to make sure everything's right, guys. This is a very important job, officiating. All right, Illinois, decent job so far on the inbounds. Kylan with fouls to give. Here's Sturtz. And the 2-pointer is no good. It is back to Iowa. They got 45 seconds. They kick it in now, looking for the 2-pointer. And it is jump ball. It will stay with Iowa. Oh, my God. 41 seconds to go. This is, man, and no foul, which I'm glad because Iowa's player was just sort of falling off himself. So they didn't call foul. And I will say this. I think the officiating overall has been good. They've not been calling unnecessary fouls today. Here's Sturtz. He's looking for the baseline. And it is no good. He missed it. Unbelievable. Boswell gets the rebound. They're going to have to foul him. They don't get Boswell the first time. They get him the second time with 27.9 to go. He missed a layup. Unbelievable. It's a 4-point lead with 27.9 to go. Wow. Man, oh, man. That was scary because he got the baseline here. Murkovic was slow to that, but Big Z was hoping to disrupt it. He just point-blank missed it. Just point-blank. And then oh, that's right. He can't foul Boswell, so he pulls up. And then it comes down to another Iowa player to foul him instead. So Boswell will go to the line. Only 7 free throw shot for Illinois today, 6 for Iowa. And here is Boswell's first. Up and good. 5-point lead with 27.9 to go. Second coming up here. Boswell is 81% on the season. And I did happen to check my app to see what happened with the second one, and it is up, and it is good. So, 6-point lead, 1 timeout for each team. Illinois has fouls to give. Here's Sturtz. I thought he damn near double-dribbled there, but no. Sturtz is going to just launch a bit of a long 3. It is blocked partially, but Iowa does get the putback with 18 seconds to go. And Illinois has a timeout in case they can't get this inbounded. I hope they know that. Okay, here's Wagler. No, it's kicked out of bounds. Tipped out of bounds. 17.6. Iowa will defend full court, of course, try to get the steal, and if not, foul immediately. So you got to get it into Wagler or Boswell. Then comes out. Inbounding the ball is Stojakovic. Boswell cuts to the corner. Here's Wagler. And a great job by Wagler, too, using his butt to create some space to get that from Stojakovic, and also to catch that in the middle of the court so you are not getting coffin cornered and in major trouble. Big Z getting a hand on that shot there from Sturtz. Huge. And someone had lost, is that guy's name Banks? I think someone lost him. So it is a 1-1 here for Wagler. He's 3 for 4 today. And Hawkeyes comes back in for defensive purposes and rebounding. Illinois has no one on the... Oh, they have Stojakovic in the lane, but other than that, 4 Iowa guys to get any rebound. But the first shot is up and good. Wagler, baby. Come on. 5-point Illinois lead. Second shot upcoming from Keaton. Hawkeyes, Big Z, Stojakovic, and Boswell behind him. So big lineup. Up and good. 6-point Illinois lead. 17 seconds to go. Here's Sturtz. He got fouls to give, and that's one. Good. Now, what I like about that is even though only 2 seconds elapsed, I like the fact that you now force them to have to recorral, set something up. Now they inbound it from midcourt instead of getting Sturtz a running start to get the, quick layup or something like that. So now you're setting up your half-court defense. 6-point lead. Here's Iowa. And this is taking some time here. That's a long 3 from Sturtz. No good. Illinois will get the rebound. Big Z. Stop falling. Travel. But it's Iowa ball with only 6.6 to go. I mean, I'm glad you got the rebound, dude, but just fall on your freaking feet, not on your back. All right. 75-69. Last time out here from Iowa, it looks like. And Illinois just needs to essentially get one more stop to wrap this up. And it got scary. It got hairy, but it's looking promising here for Illinois as they try to wrap a bow on this here. And this is tricky for Iowa. They're at Purdue coming up on Wednesday, at Indiana Saturday. Then a winnable stretch of Rutgers, USC, and Oregon. But yeah. This was one that they probably needed more than Illinois. But, I talked about this game to me is often the difference between a 3 and a 4 seed. This Illinois team's good. They're going to win a lot of games. I don't have any questions about that. This was a rare opportunity in the month of January, other than at Purdue, towards the end of January, to get a big-time win. And I think that if they can close this out, now, all of a sudden, you got a quad 1A win that's going to stick. And I'm pretty sure it's quad 1A because Iowa's going to continue to win games. They're a good team. They'll be probably top third of the Big Ten team, I think, when all is said and done. And McCollum's the real deal as a coach. I mean, there's a reason why they're this successful this early. He's a really good coach. So close this out. They're inbounding from under the basket. And it would be a big-time win. Big Z with very colorful sneakers is guarding this inbounds here. Iowa looking to pass it in. It is intercepted, and Illinois will wrap this baby up 75-69. Is that a perfect sports weekend? Unbelievable. That's a big-time road win for Brad Underwood's team. Frustrations that it got as close as it did, but in fairness, Iowa's good. So that was going to happen. I love the fact that this team gets the win and has to face a little adversity in that moment and that they overcame it. And it was not their best second half. All things considered, though, as good as Iowa's offense was in that second half, you only were outscored by 4, meaning your offense did its job. Now, defensively, that was a wake-up call. Okay, you've improved, but there's still work left to be done. I will be anxious to see when Ken Pom updates kind of where Illinois ends up as far as defense. It was 18th before the game. I don't know if it's quite adjusted yet. They are pretty quick on Ken Pom, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went down a spot or two. But I think that you're finding things defensively. A really good offensive team at home figured some things out in the second half. My frustration, notwithstanding, about come on, try something new, different look or something. That's a big win for Brad Underwood and this team. They have done a lot since the Nebraska game, which was over a month ago, I think, the Nebraska game. And it was tough because it was hard to gauge based on your opponents how much improvement had actually been made. But Missouri might not be all that bad, and you spanked them. Penn State doesn't look like the worst team ever, but you weren't going to know until you played Iowa, and you passed the test. And in some points of this game looked really, really good. This Illinois team's good. I have no doubt about that. And we all know it's all about March, and that's fair or unfair. It depends, but that's a big-time road win. Tough environment. A lot of Illini fans. Iowa, go home. Team's in yellow. Bad weekend for you. I'm sorry. It's not that I need to slay dragons or exorcise demons as a fan, but to beat the Packers yesterday after just decades of just futility against them and just the absolute sheer annoyance bordering on hatred I have, sports hatred. It's all healthy, of course. And then same thing with Iowa, even though Illinois has been pretty successful against in basketball, but that's a good weekend. You beat the Packers, you beat Iowa. And if you're a Packers Illini fan, at least you got this one, right? But yeah, good weekend for Illinois sports, Greg. Absolutely. And that was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys. About 200 people came in and watched this on an early Sunday. Look at this. It's 1-11, and we have the entire day in front of us. And the Bears advanced in Illinois is now what, 4-1 in conference or 5-1? They're looking good. And that's the important thing. So got to thank you all for tuning in. Got to thank our sponsors, of course, Hamilton Walkers, Steak, Seafood, and Spirits in the heart of downtown Champaign. State Farm agent Brian Hansen online at brianismyguy.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend. Give them a call at 217-841-4728. And Owen Builders, LLC, for your next home improvement project. Check out a gallery online at owenbuildersllc.com. For those that are in the room, appreciate you. Do me a favor before you leave. Like, follow, subscribe, all that business. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And we will be back. Let's see. Wednesday night is Northwestern, right? What does that look like? 7:30 tip. I guess we do it. I'm tempted to just wait until Thursday. I'm sorry. And do like a true reaction to that and talk some Illini football maybe, because I know these Northwestern games, but we'll see. I'll let you know if you guys are on Twitter or anything like that at FanboyCarp. You'll see if we do go live on Wednesday night. But that was a lot of fun. So have a great rest of your weekend. Stay warm. Go Bears. Go Illini. Whew, my heart is full. We will see you later this week. It is the 200 level.